All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We are back with another edition of an NFL Quick Hit video. This is the Sunday Night Football DraftKings breakdown, 250 stacks up top, a cool quarter meal to head you into Thanksgiving week. We have a pretty good game, in my opinion. We got the Eagles heading out west to take on these Rams. Need this win to help their playoff chances in the NFC. Should be a really good game. Before we dive into it, two things. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton over here. Make sure you're putting your favorite captain in the chat below, too. We'd like to go back and see who the people are on before we get into all that. Come on over and join this, the nation, if you aren't a member today. Enter the promo code NBA50, or to get you 50% off your first month. We have been absolutely rocking and rolling over here. My guy, Sean Sullivan. I said it last night on the NBA show. 50 stacks the other night. Great to see that. $60 into 50 stacks. But, hey, this is an NFL show. We're here to break this all down. Should be a good one. Like I said, I'm going to go over to our nation, give you a little sneak peek of what we got. We got the NFL that you can see here. We got everything that you need, projections, showdown material, which we're going to get into, Stone for the main slate, a GPP core report, a cash core report, value report, the slate plan, which I do for FanDuel, Tambo does for DraftKings every week, nothing better, stack rankings, you name it. We have it. Let's get in over here. Showdown. We got projections. I'm going to go to the stone. I'm going to show you the bones of the stone. A little Tamboism there. The bones of the stone. We're going to break this all down. Some of our favorite players. Let's go team by team in this one just to mix it up a little bit. Obviously, you got Saquon up top coming off that massive game against Washington. Got his ceiling super late at 16-8 in the captain spot. Jalen Hurts, second highest priced, would be 16-2. The third highest price guy in the game is going to be A.J. Brown. So the Eagles have the three highest priced individuals. Let's talk about each individual one. So Saquon, obviously, just a true bell cow in this day and age. Absolutely having a great season, coming off 26 rushing attempts in that last game. His floor is pretty good. The problem I have with Saquon is he doesn't get many TDs, I would say, inside the 10-yard line. I wonder, there's been several times where I've rostered him that, he gets down to the one or someone gets to the one. It's, it's just tush push. So at 16-8, I'm going to lean a little bit more towards Jalen than I am Saquon. Saquon, still a good home run hitter. Can hit it from 80 plus, 90 plus, you name it, he can do it. But let's check out and see how this Rams rush D is. Where is Los Angeles? They're about middle of the pack. As it relates to, just rushing statistics on the season. So I don't hate Saquon, but I am going to side with Jalen Hurts. His rushing upside is there. The tush push. They get, like I said, they get to the two. They're going to get Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, over Saquon. So give me Jalen over Saquon up there in the big boy price tag. Next for me would be A.J. Brown. I love A.J. Brown in this contest. Gets to take on this Rams secondary, though I think is going to be vulnerable. Obviously missing Devontae Smith, so there's 6 to 8 targets up for grabs. And who's Jalen Hurts going to look for? Is it going to be A.J. Brown, or is it going to be Jahan Dotson, Britton Covey, Johnny Wilson, or Nia Smith? No one knows who any of those guys are. Give me some A.J. Brown. Love him in the captain spot tonight with Jalen Hurts in the flex. So really like A.J. Brown. The other beneficiary, I would think, would be Dallas Goedert. I don't think I have much interest in Dallas Goedert in the captain position, but I think he's fine as a flex. He just always scares me. Let's look at, what he's done. I know he was hurt earlier in the season. He just came back, and Calcaterra he had 5 targets against Washington, very efficient, 61 yards. I could see a play for him definitely in the flex. You would need a you would need a New Orleans type week 3 performance where he got up to 30 DraftKings points, in my opinion, for him to be on the optimal in the captain, but certainly don't mind Dallas Goedert. None of these other guys on the Eagles I have interest in. No Gainwell. Britton Covey is coming back tonight. Maybe at $200, he's fine. Johnny Wilson, I don't think I have any interest in him. Aeneas Smith, the same thing. Let me just look at the snap counts real quick from their game last week. I know it was kind of different with them trailing a lot of the game. Yeah, I mean, Dotson played 41%, Wilson 18%, Aeneas Smith 8%. I mean, Devontae Smith played 89%. So obviously someone's going to have to, slot into that role. I think it would be Jahan Dotson. So I mean, he's in that makes the most sense, right? He's the highest priced guy, 2,800. Don't hate that. We need to see if he's going to be a starter. But just to recap, the Eagles' skill position guys, it would be Jalen Hurts 1 for me, AJ Brown 2, Saquon would be my 3rd favorite captain. Jake Elliott in the defense. Defense been playing absolutely lights out. I don't like him in the captain. I certainly don't mind him in the flex. Stafford doesn't run a whole lot. We know the likes of Jalen Carter in that defense. Josh Sweat, I think is his name. That defensive line can get after this Rams offensive line who's been banged up, and we know Matthew Stafford's not really mobile, so don't hate the Eagles. And then Jake Elliott, yeah, I mean he can hit it, from 60, 60 and in. Just so many times I feel like they go for it, right? Sirianni is he likes to gamble. So if it's 4th and 3, 4th and 4 from the 35, he's just as likely to go for it as he's to kick a field goal. Don't hate it. Kickers have been dominant all season long. Let's move down to the Rams side of things, where I think obviously they're going to be lower exposed. Maybe not the 2 big boys in the wide receivers courts, but let's talk about the 2 big boy wide receivers. We have Puka and Cooper, who have had a very, very good season when they've both been healthy. That's why I kind of like the Rams, the spread in this game, just based on the fact that when these guys are healthy, they're pretty tough. I like Puka, or I'm sorry, I like Cooper Kupp better than Puka in this one. Puka operating more on the outside, Kupp more on an inside. I like Kupp coming off 10 target performance, over 100 yards. Puka had 9 targets, over 100 yards. Both scored a touchdown last week in New England. Both of them are great plays, but hey, you got to pick one in the captain. I'm going to side with Kupp. Certainly wouldn't hate it with Nakua up there as well, but I like Kupp. Next up for me would be Kyren Williams. And hey, listen, Kyren Williams, I've heard a lot of talk in the industry this week. Once they get these big boy receivers back, Kyren kind of takes a back seat, and he certainly does, but still had 15 attempts last week, had 21 opportunities the week before that. If we get a trailing game script, I've seen it. I feel like I've seen it time and time again, but when they're playing the 49ers at home or somebody like that, when the chips are down, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, going to try to find this guy. I think Kyren Williams, very sneaky captain tonight. So don't hate him at all. I'll have him up there with those big 2 from this Rams offense. Matthew Stafford, I think, is fine. Like I said, no rushing upside. I think you would need to bring, Kupp and Nakua along with him, some of these guys to help him get the optimal. He's the kind of Aaron Rodgers mold where he's not going to run, so he's going to have to throw, 3 or 4 touchdowns to, 3 or 4 different guys to be on the optimal. And then Demarcus Robinson would kind of be the other receiver that I would look at. I haven't made my teams yet, but I would probably not get to him if I could help it. But hey, in 3 receiver sets, like I said, if they get behind, he would be the guy. And then these tight ends have kind of been herky jerky last week. Everybody was all over Davis Allen last week, and then Parkinson, I believe, got in the zone. Let's see, last week, Davis Allen did play 65% of the snaps to 37% for Parkinson. So I'm out on those tight ends. It would just be I would put Demarcus Robinson in my player pool. For the captains, for me, it would be Kyren, the 2 big receivers, and then the flex, I would have Stafford, Kyren, Demarcus Robinson would be in there. Obviously, Cooper Kupp and Puka would be in there. Then I'm going to pass on both tight ends. Defense, tough for me to get to the defense, this Rams defense. I don't think I'll be getting there. But Cardi, I don't mind. Kickers, certainly kickers have been hot in Showdown, and we've seen their elevated distance, if you will. So 50 plus is much, it feels like it's much closer than that. So let's just rank in the captains for me as a whole. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts 1, A.J. Brown 2, and then I would have Kyron, kind of my sneaky number 3 captain of the day. That'll do it for me, Ham, over here at the Nation. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. Like I said earlier, make sure you're putting your favorite captain in the chat below. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Hey, certainly appreciate you tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow on the NBA show. But for your boy Ham, this is Ship It Nation. Let's ship it.